This is Lewis Ritson and you're watching Sport Icons.
So, breaking news, Steve Bruce has now been appointed manager of Newcastle United. Now, of course, I always do boxing videos, this is what this channel is. But once in a while, I'll throw in the odd bit of news with Newcastle. That's my club. I was born here in Newcastle, obviously spent a bit of time away, hence the accent. But now I'm back again for the past couple of years. Plastic Geordie? Maybe, who knows. But anyway, Newcastle is my team. And I haven't really been to watch them too much. In the, nearly 3 years now, I think it is, that I've been back in Newcastle. I've actually watched them 3 times. Because I was kind of bothered with them. That's the absolute truth of it. There's nothing going on there that excites me. And while Steve Bruce, yes, he's from the northeast. He's from Northumberland, I think it is. Which is good in one sense, but in another sense, why we're going to the Championship to get managers. I don't quite understand that. I don't get it. Steve Bruce is a nice guy and everything, fantastic player, but when it comes down to manager, not exactly tip-top, in my honest opinion. He's managed way too many clubs, and unfortunately, there's a bit of a blotch on his resume. He managed Sunderland. And this is the only time that I have any kind of rivalry with Sunderland is through football. Half of my family support Sunderland. Well, I say half, pretty much all of them do, except me. And the other ones just don't support football at all. But I don't really like the idea of Steve Bruce managing Newcastle United. I ain't going to lie about it. I wish that I could. And I would love him to prove me wrong. But my reason for this is the fact that he's come from Sheffield Wednesday. Okay, fine. But this is reminiscent of the times when Mike Ashley, he brings in managers such as Pardew. When did he bring in Pardew? Well, on one of the many occasions, Mike Ashley was supposedly selling the club. Why did he do that? Because Mike Ashley was a good scapegoat. He could speak to the media. Yeah, we're all working things out. Everything's fine and blah, blah, blah. We just can't get the transfers that we want. But in reality, Mike Ashley pretended that he was selling the club because he didn't want to be spending out on transfers. This is one of the reasons why Rafa Benitez has buggered off, because the club is showing no ambition. And by appointing Steve Bruce, again, I don't want to be horrible about it, but this shows the ambition of the club. And this shows that Rafa Benitez was absolutely correct in leaving. Because in my opinion, I think that Mike Ashley is pretending to sell the club. Again, I'd love him to prove me wrong. I'd love it. But I don't think he's going to. This is another one of those situations where he's going to pretend to sell the club. Transfer window closes. Oh, well, sorry, we couldn't get the deal through. Because he didn't want to be spending out on other transfers. Now, yes, we have sold Perez, 30 million. Decent money, right? And I'm pretty sure that Steve Bruce will be given that 30 million. But the thing is, what's he going to do with 30 million? Because what about all the TV money? What about the sponsorships and all the other kind of things that go on to bring money into the club? We're going to have a very, very poor transfer window, and we need an excellent transfer window. But I just don't get how you go from Rafa Benitez to Steve Bruce. And if the sale of the club does go through, and these rich Sikh, the cousin of the Man City owners, come through, excellent. But isn't he going to want his own manager? And do you think Steve Bruce will be a name high up on his list? Do you think he wants to be giving hundreds of millions to Steve Bruce to go out spending? I don't think so. To be honest with you, there's very few signings when you look at Steve Bruce over the last 10, 15 years that he's been managing. Who is it really that he's brought on? Nobody really. What is it that he's really achieved? He's achieved a bit, but I just don't understand how you go from Rafa Benitez to Steve Bruce. You let Rafa Benitez go and replaced him with Steve Bruce. As I said, Steve Bruce is a great guy, and yes, it's great that he's from the northeast. But Bobby Robson, he ain't. He just isn't. And I don't think he's ever going to be. Again, love to be wrong. But for me, this stinks of Pardew era. Fully expect Steve Bruce to come out in the press conferences to say, well, you know what, we have like a number of targets. We couldn't quite get them over the line and all these kind of boxing politics. But in reality, it's Mike Ashley just not releasing the funds, keeping some money. That's my honest opinion of it, because if the new owners do come through, if he actually does go through with the sale and the new owners do take over pretty sharpish, and they're going to need to, are they going to be happy with Steve Bruce? It seems pointless to me. And this shows that in my opinion, Mike Ashley is not going to sell the club. Because if he was, why appoint a manager right now? Let the new owners choose. And if the new owners have Joe Steve Bruce, what kind of ambition is it that they're showing? Anyway, that's my opinion. I don't want to hate on it. And hopefully we have a great season. Hopefully we don't get relegated. But unfortunately, that's the only thing I can really see happening. If we're struggling with Rafa Benitez, I think it's safe to say we're probably going to struggle with Steve Bruce. Unfortunately. Anyway, is what it is. Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up. Subscribe. Catch you all on the next one.